When men cross the milestone of 60, health often becomes less about chasing youthful energy and more about maintaining balance, vitality, and enjoying every day with strength and confidence. One of the quiet challenges many older men face is the gradual decline of testosterone, the hormone that not only supports muscle and energy, but also influences mood, focus, and even motivation to engage with life. While medications and supplements are heavily advertised, sometimes the most powerful changes come from small, natural habits that fit easily into everyday routines. One such habit that has gained a lot of attention is the simple act of taking a spoonful of olive oil mixed with natural boosters before bed. This may sound almost too simple to matter, but when we break down how the body works, this nighttime ritual can support testosterone production, protect overall health, and give the body the raw materials it needs to age more gracefully. Olive oil itself has been a cornerstone of Mediterranean diets for thousands of years, and researchers often point to it as one of the main reasons people from that region enjoy such long and healthy lives. It is packed with healthy fats, particularly monounsaturated fats, which act like fuel for your body's hormone-making machinery. Testosterone is built on cholesterol and fat structures, so when you provide your body with clean, healthy sources of fat, like those found in olive oil, you're essentially giving your hormone system the building blocks it needs to function properly. For men over 60, when natural hormone production is already slowing, this small boost can make a meaningful difference over time. But the secret isn't only in olive oil itself. It becomes even more powerful when combined with other natural ingredients that work in harmony with the body. For example, mixing olive oil with a teaspoon of honey creates not only a pleasant taste but also a blend of nutrients that fuel energy and support circulation. Honey is rich in antioxidants and natural sugars that can stabilize energy levels and protect blood vessels. When blood flow improves, testosterone delivery and overall circulation throughout the body improve as well, supporting better sleep and nighttime repair. Another excellent partner for olive oil is turmeric, known for its anti-inflammatory properties. Many older men suffer from stiffness or joint discomfort, and turmeric helps calm inflammation, allowing the body to rest more fully and focus on repair processes. By reducing inflammation and providing healthy fats, you create an environment inside the body where hormones can be produced more effectively without being constantly interrupted by stress signals from pain or discomfort. Taking this mixture before bed is important because of the timing. Testosterone production naturally peaks during sleep, particularly in the early stages of deep rest. The body uses nighttime as a chance to repair, restore, and produce hormones that were depleted during the day. By consuming a spoonful of olive oil with a natural booster just before lying down, you are feeding the body at the exact moment it is preparing to carry out these processes. Think of it as giving a construction crew the exact tools and raw materials they need right before they start building. Your body during sleep is that crew. Olive oil provides the building blocks, honey or turmeric, or even a squeeze of lemon juice adds additional support, and together they help the body perform its nightly duties more effectively. Another overlooked benefit of this practice is how it helps digestion and absorption of fat-soluble vitamins. Vitamins like A, D, E, and K are all fat-soluble, meaning the body can only absorb them properly in the presence of fat. For older men, vitamin D is particularly important because it plays a direct role in testosterone levels and bone health. By consuming olive oil at night, you ensure that any vitamin D you may have taken during the day or received from sunlight is being absorbed more effectively. This is a subtle but important way that olive oil contributes to overall hormonal health. It is also worth noting that olive oil has strong antioxidant properties, especially extra virgin olive oil, which contains polyphenols. These antioxidants reduce oxidative stress, which is essentially the rusting process of the body caused by free radicals. High oxidative stress is linked with lower testosterone and faster aging. By neutralizing these free radicals, olive oil helps slow down this wear and tear, leaving more resources for the body to invest in hormone production, muscle maintenance, and immune support. Imagine trying to keep a car running smoothly when rust is eating away at the engine. By preventing rust, you keep everything functioning better and longer. That's exactly what antioxidants do for your body, and olive oil provides them in abundance. One practical way to start this habit is to keep a small glass bottle or container near your bedside with pre-mixed portions of olive oil and your chosen booster ingredient. This makes it easier to remember and ensures consistency. Some men prefer mixing olive oil with a drop of lemon juice because it not only supports testosterone but also helps the liver with detoxification, which can make sleep deeper and more restorative. Others might choose to blend it with crushed garlic, which has been linked to improved blood flow and heart health, both of which are crucial as men age. These combinations are flexible, and it's less about finding the perfect recipe and more about creating a simple ritual that you can stick to nightly. When you first begin, you might notice small changes like feeling less sluggish in the morning or having a slightly easier time falling asleep. Over weeks and months, the benefits can accumulate into noticeable improvements in energy levels, mood stability, and physical stamina. The body thrives on consistency, and giving it these nightly resources helps create a steady foundation for healthy aging. Some men even find that their skin looks healthier or that they experience fewer nighttime aches, which further supports restful sleep and better hormone production.
Beyond the physical, there's also something psychologically powerful about establishing a nightly ritual like this. It signals to the brain that it is time to wind down, creating a calming routine that reduces stress. Lower stress means lower cortisol, and cortisol is the hormone that often works against testosterone. When cortisol levels are high, testosterone tends to drop. By creating a calming nighttime ritual that involves both physical nourishment and mental relaxation, you are doubling the positive impact on your hormone balance. This practice also aligns with the idea that aging well isn't about massive sudden changes, but about small manageable habits that compound over time. Men over 60 may not always want to overhaul their entire diet or start complex workout programs, but taking a spoonful of olive oil mixed with a simple natural ingredient before bed is easy, accessible, and sustainable. It doesn't require fancy equipment or expensive supplements, just consistency and trust in the body's natural ability to heal and balance itself when given the right support.
As men move into their 60s and beyond, the role of vitamins becomes even more important because the body does not absorb or process nutrients as efficiently as it once did, and the systems that rely on them begin to show signs of wear and tear. One of the simplest yet most powerful ways to keep energy steady, maintain muscle strength, and support hormonal balance is to make sure the body is getting enough of the right vitamins every day. 3 stand out in particular for men after 60: vitamin D, vitamin B12, and zinc. Together, these nutrients form a foundation that can directly influence testosterone levels, physical vitality, and mental clarity, making them essential allies for aging gracefully and staying active. Vitamin D is often called the sunshine vitamin because the body can produce it naturally when exposed to sunlight. For men over 60, however, it can be harder to get enough because skin becomes less efficient at making vitamin D, and many older adults spend less time outdoors. Yet vitamin D is absolutely crucial for testosterone production and bone health. When levels are too low, energy dips, bones weaken, and mood can become unstable. Imagine trying to run a machine without enough fuel. That is how the body struggles without sufficient vitamin D. A simple step is to spend at least 15 to 20 minutes in natural sunlight each day, preferably in the morning when the rays are gentle. For those who live in areas with less sun, or who prefer to limit sun exposure, adding foods like fatty fish, fortified milk, or egg yolks can help. Some men may also choose a daily supplement after consulting their doctor, especially in the winter months. The key idea is that vitamin D isn't just about strong bones, it's about giving your hormone system the spark it needs to keep testosterone active and steady. Vitamin B12 is another nutrient that plays a central role in male health after 60. It is like a battery charger for the nervous system and the energy-making processes of the body. Without enough B12, men often feel unusually tired, experience muscle weakness, or even notice tingling sensations in their hands and feet. B12 also plays a role in red blood cell formation, which affects how efficiently oxygen travels through the body. Better oxygen delivery means better stamina, clearer thinking, and more vitality. Unfortunately, absorption of B12 naturally declines with age because stomach acid production decreases, and stomach acid is necessary to release B12 from food. That means even if you eat foods like meat, poultry, or dairy, your body may not be getting all the B12 from them. This is why some older men benefit from B12 fortified foods or supplements, which are easier to absorb. Think of B12 as the nutrient that keeps your internal wiring strong and your energy switches turned on, making it vital for maintaining a sharp mind and a body that can keep up with daily demands. Then there is zinc, a mineral that quietly works behind the scenes to support immune strength, healing, and most importantly, testosterone production. Zinc is directly tied to the body's ability to create and regulate testosterone, and studies have shown that men with low zinc levels often have reduced testosterone as well. Zinc also helps with wound healing and supports the senses of taste and smell, which can sometimes fade with age. Common food sources include nuts, seeds, beans, lean meats, and shellfish like oysters, which are famously rich in zinc. Including a variety of these foods in meals can provide the steady supply of this important mineral that the body needs. Unlike some vitamins, zinc cannot be stored in large amounts by the body, so consistent intake is key. When these 3 nutrients, vitamin D, vitamin B12, and zinc, are all working together, the body feels a noticeable lift, energy feels more reliable, bones and muscles feel stronger, and the mind feels sharper. For men over 60, this combination helps restore a sense of control and resilience that aging sometimes tries to take away. It is not about chasing after lost youth, but about fueling the body with what it requires to keep moving forward, with strength and dignity. One way to make sure these vitamins are part of daily life is to think about them in terms of simple meals rather than complicated plans. For example, a breakfast of scrambled eggs with a sprinkle of cheese, paired with a small glass of fortified orange juice, gives a boost of vitamin D and B12. Adding a handful of pumpkin seeds or almonds as a snack provides zinc.
lunch or dinner with grilled salmon or sardines, not only offers vitamin D, but also healthy fats that support hormone production. These are not exotic foods but everyday items that can be enjoyed with ease. By planning meals around a few of these staples, you create a natural rhythm of nutrient support without needing to rely too heavily on pills or powders. Supplements do have their place, particularly when absorption is an issue. A simple daily vitamin D capsule, a sublingual B12 tablet that dissolves under the tongue for better absorption, and a modest zinc supplement can be powerful tools when diet alone does not meet needs. The important part is not to overdo it, because more is not always better, especially with minerals like zinc. Instead, the focus should be on steady, balanced intake. A healthcare provider can help determine the right amounts through simple blood tests, ensuring that supplements are used wisely rather than blindly. Another key factor to keep in mind is how these vitamins influence mood and mental health. Vitamin D has been linked with reduced risk of depression, B12 with sharper memory, and zinc with improved stress resilience. For men over 60, who may sometimes feel isolated or discouraged by physical limitations, this support for mental well-being is just as valuable as the physical benefits. Feeling emotionally balanced makes it easier to stay active, engage with others, and maintain the motivation to care for one's health. There are also small lifestyle choices that can enhance the effectiveness of these nutrients. For instance, taking vitamin D with a meal that contains healthy fats like olive oil helps the body absorb it more efficiently. B12 is best absorbed when stomach acid is supported, which can be as simple as including more natural acidic foods like citrus or lightly fermented foods in the diet. Zinc absorption can be improved by avoiding too much alcohol and being mindful of excess coffee or tea, which can interfere with how well the body uses it. These may seem like minor adjustments, but together they ensure that the nutrients being consumed are actually being put to good use by the body. Over time, the results of focusing on these essential vitamins often show up in subtle but life-enhancing ways. Walking up a flight of stairs feels less exhausting, mornings feel brighter, muscles respond better to light exercise, and even recovery from minor cuts or illnesses seems quicker. These are the kinds of changes that remind older men that their bodies are still capable of strength and vitality when cared for properly.
When men cross into their 60s, one of the most underestimated but powerful tools for supporting health and hormone balance is sleep. For many, sleep becomes more fragmented with age, with frequent waking at night, lighter sleep stages, or difficulty falling asleep altogether. What often gets overlooked is that testosterone, growth hormone, and other essential restorative processes take place during deep and uninterrupted sleep. Without it, even the best nutrition and exercise habits cannot fully support vitality. Sleep is not simply about rest, it is about giving the body time to reset, repair, and renew itself, so that the next day begins with energy and mental clarity, rather than fatigue and sluggishness. Testosterone production in particular is closely tied to the sleep cycle. The body produces most of its testosterone during the first few hours of deep sleep, especially in the stages of slow-wave sleep and REM sleep. If a man over 60 struggles with broken or shallow sleep, his body has less opportunity to generate the hormones that keep muscles strong, bones healthy, and mood steady. This is why focusing on sleep quality, not just sleep quantity, becomes one of the most important steps for maintaining vitality after 60. The goal is not necessarily to sleep longer, but to sleep deeper, allowing the body to reach those stages where hormones are naturally replenished. A helpful starting point is to create a calming nighttime routine. Just as the body thrives on structure with meals and exercise, it also benefits from regular signals that it is time to wind down. Simple habits like dimming the lights an hour before bed, turning off television or phones, and switching to quiet activities such as reading, listening to gentle music, or light stretching can make a remarkable difference. These cues teach the brain to slow down, reduce cortisol, and prepare for restorative sleep. Cortisol, the stress hormone, works in opposition to testosterone, so lowering it in the evening helps create a favorable balance for hormone production overnight. Nutrition also plays a role in supporting sleep and hormone cycles. Certain foods contain nutrients that promote relaxation and deeper rest. Magnesium, for example, is often called the relaxation mineral because it calms the nervous system and muscles. Foods like almonds, pumpkin seeds, spinach, and bananas are good sources, and some men find that a small evening snack with one of these ingredients helps them fall asleep more smoothly. Tryptophan, an amino acid found in turkey, oats, and dairy, is another natural sleep supporter because it helps the body produce serotonin and melatonin, the hormones that regulate sleep. By including small amounts of these foods at dinner or as a light evening snack, men can create a natural rhythm that encourages sleep instead of fighting against it. Another simple yet powerful step is to create an environment that is truly sleep-friendly. As men age, they sometimes become more sensitive to noise, light, or temperature changes during the night. Ensuring that the bedroom is dark, quiet, and cool can make sleep much deeper.
Blackout curtains, a comfortable mattress, and even white noise machines for those who live in noisy areas can all make a difference. A cool room temperature is particularly helpful because the body's core temperature naturally drops during sleep, and a cooler environment supports this process. Many men discover that just by lowering their thermostat slightly at night, their sleep becomes more refreshing. Establishing a regular sleep schedule is another cornerstone of supporting hormone production. The body operates on circadian rhythms, internal clocks that regulate when hormones are released. When bedtime and wake time are consistent, these rhythms become more predictable and efficient. Going to bed at a different time every night sends confusing signals to the body, which can disrupt testosterone production and reduce the quality of sleep. By aiming to go to bed and wake up at roughly the same time each day, even on weekends, men can align their hormone cycles with their lifestyle more effectively. Stress management is also deeply connected to sleep quality. Men over 60 often face unique stresses, whether related to health, finances, family responsibilities, or the natural adjustments that come with retirement. Chronic stress not only makes it harder to fall asleep, but also raises cortisol levels, which in turn lowers testosterone. Simple practices like deep breathing exercises, meditation, or even spending a few minutes reflecting on gratitude before bed can quiet the mind and prepare it for rest. It does not need to be complicated. Even taking 10 slow deep breaths while lying in bed can calm the nervous system enough to promote sleep. Physical activity during the day also has a direct effect on sleep at night. Gentle exercises such as walking, swimming, yoga, or light strength training help regulate the body's energy levels and promote better nighttime rest. Exercise stimulates hormone production, improves circulation, and reduces stress, but it is important not to exercise too close to bedtime since this can be overly stimulating. Morning or afternoon exercise tends to be best, leaving the evenings free for the body to relax and prepare for sleep. Another often overlooked factor is the role of evening stimulants. Caffeine, even when consumed in the early afternoon, can linger in the body and interfere with sleep quality. Men who find it difficult to stay asleep at night may benefit from cutting off caffeine by midday and replacing evening coffee or tea with calming herbal alternatives such as chamomile or valerian root tea. Alcohol, while it may make people feel sleepy at first, actually disrupts deep sleep stages and can reduce testosterone production, so limiting alcohol in the evening is another helpful adjustment. In addition to these practical steps, there is also a deeper perspective on sleep that can empower older men to view it as a positive ally rather than a frustrating challenge. Many people see sleeplessness as a battle to be fought, which only increases anxiety and makes the problem worse. A gentler approach is to view bedtime as an opportunity to nurture the body, not to demand perfect sleep. Gentle rituals like rubbing a small amount of lavender oil on the temples, writing down worries in a notebook before lying down, or simply enjoying a few quiet moments of reflection can transform bedtime into a time of self-care. This shift in mindset reduces the pressure around sleep and often results in more natural rest. Over time, these small habits add up, and the difference can be dramatic. Men who once woke up feeling drained often find that with deeper sleep, they regain energy for hobbies, family activities, or exercise. Mental clarity improves, moods stabilize, and the motivation to stay active and engaged grows stronger. Sleep, once seen as an afterthought, becomes the foundation that supports all other aspects of health, from testosterone balance to immune resilience. It is a reminder that aging does not have to mean decline. It can mean learning to listen more carefully to the body's natural rhythms and giving it the support it needs to thrive.
For men over 60, one of the most valuable habits for keeping energy, strength, and testosterone alive is daily movement. The idea of exercise often sounds intimidating, especially if the mind immediately pictures long hours in the gym or heavy lifting. The truth is much simpler. The human body was designed to move, and movement in any form sends powerful signals to the brain and glands that regulate hormone production. Testosterone in particular responds to activity, and even gentle, consistent movement can stimulate its natural release. It does not take extreme workouts to see benefits. Walking, stretching, light resistance training, or even a short yoga routine can make a meaningful difference when done daily. One of the biggest challenges for older men is the tendency to slow down, sit more, and lose the habit of regular physical activity. While rest is important, too much sedentary time leads to muscle loss, weaker bones, reduced circulation, and lower hormone production. The body functions on a principle of use it or lose it. When muscles are engaged and joints are moved, the body responds by keeping systems active and producing hormones that support strength and vitality. When movement decreases, the opposite happens. By simply reintroducing small doses of daily activity, men can slow or even reverse many of the declines that are often blamed solely on aging. Walking is perhaps the most accessible form of movement and one of the most powerful. A 30-minute walk at a comfortable pace not only strengthens the heart and lungs, but also boosts testosterone levels by encouraging better circulation and oxygen delivery. Walking outdoors adds the benefit of sunlight, which contributes to vitamin D production, another critical factor for hormone balance. For men who prefer company, walking with a friend, spouse, or even a pet can make the routine enjoyable and sustainable. Consistency is the secret ingredient, and it is far easier to stay consistent when the activity feels pleasant rather than like a chore. Strength training, even in gentle forms, also has a unique ability to stimulate testosterone. This does not mean heavy weights or intense gym sessions. Simple exercises using light dumbbells, resistance bands, or even bodyweight movements like squats, wall push-ups, and chair dips can activate large muscle groups. When muscles are challenged, they send signals to the body to produce more testosterone to support repair and growth. Over time, this helps maintain muscle mass, which is critical because muscle naturally declines with age if it is not maintained. A few short sessions per week, lasting no more than 15 to 20 minutes, can provide remarkable benefits without overwhelming the body. Flexibility and balance exercises should not be overlooked either. Yoga and Tai Chi are wonderful for older men because they combine gentle stretching, balance training, and controlled breathing. These practices reduce stress, improve posture, and support joint health, all of which contribute indirectly to better hormone function. Stress reduction is particularly important because high cortisol levels suppress testosterone. By engaging in a calming practice that involves movement, men can both lower stress and stimulate hormone production at the same time. Even just 10 minutes of stretching in the morning or evening can improve mobility and create a sense of lightness in the body. It is also worth noting that exercise acts as a natural mood booster. Physical activity releases endorphins, which improve mood and motivation. When a man feels better emotionally, he is more likely to stay active, eat well, and maintain social connections, all of which reinforce healthy testosterone levels. This creates a positive cycle where movement fuels energy, energy fuels better choices, and better choices lead to more movement. For men over 60, this cycle can be the difference between feeling trapped in decline and feeling in control of their health and vitality. A helpful way to start is by setting very small and realistic goals. For example, commit to 5 minutes of movement each morning after waking up. This might be stretching the arms and legs, doing a few gentle squats, or walking around the block. The key is not the intensity but the consistency. Once the habit is established, it often grows naturally into longer sessions as energy and confidence improve. Another strategy is to connect movement with daily routines. For instance, standing up and moving during television commercials, taking the stairs instead of the elevator when possible, or practicing balance exercises while brushing teeth. These small adjustments keep the body active throughout the day without requiring a formal workout. Recovery is another important part of movement for men over 60. The body may take longer to recover than it did in younger years, and that is perfectly normal. Gentle stretching after exercise, adequate hydration, and rest days when needed ensure that the body adapts positively without unnecessary strain. The goal is to nurture the body, not to punish it. Listening to the body's signals, stopping when pain arises, adjusting intensity when fatigued, and celebrating progress makes movement sustainable for the long term. Breathing is an often overlooked but essential part of daily movement. Deep intentional breathing during walks, stretches, or strength training improves oxygen delivery and reduces stress. This not only enhances performance but also supports hormone balance. Even practicing simple breathing exercises while sitting can calm the nervous system and prepare the body to respond better to activity. Breathing deeply into the belly instead of shallow breaths into the chest increases circulation and energizes the body in ways that support both testosterone and overall vitality. For those who enjoy technology, fitness trackers or pedometers can provide motivation by showing daily steps or activity levels. Seeing progress in numbers, even small improvements, can be a powerful encouragement to keep moving. For others, simply keeping a small journal to note daily activity can bring a sense of accomplishment. These little reminders reinforce the habit and keep movement from slipping away in the busyness of life. Men who make movement part of their daily life often notice improvements in unexpected areas. Sleep becomes deeper and more restful, appetite regulates naturally, digestion improves, and mental sharpness returns. These benefits extend far beyond testosterone alone, but they all work together to create a healthier, more resilient body. What begins as a simple walk or a few stretches each day can transform into a renewed sense of vitality that makes every other aspect of life more enjoyable. The beauty of movement at this stage of life is that it can be adapted to individual preferences and abilities. Some men may find joy in gardening, others in swimming, dancing, cycling, or playing a casual sport. The form of movement matters less than the act itself. What truly counts is finding something that feels good and repeating it often enough to become part of daily rhythm. When activity becomes a natural part of life instead of a forced obligation, it is much easier to sustain. As men step into their 60s and beyond, one of the most powerful influences on health and vitality is not only what they eat or how much they move, but also how they manage their mindset and stress. Testosterone and other important hormones respond directly to the state of the mind, and chronic stress can quietly chip away at energy, strength, and motivation. Cortisol, the stress hormone, rises when worries are high or when life feels overwhelming, and unfortunately, cortisol and testosterone work against each other. The higher cortisol climbs, the lower testosterone tends to fall. This means that even if a man is eating well and exercising, unmanaged stress can undo much of that hard work. That is why a calm and positive mindset is not just a luxury, but a vital part of healthy aging and strong hormone balance. The first step in managing stress is to recognize its presence. Many older men are used to carrying heavy responsibilities for family, finances, or health without showing how much pressure they feel. Over time, this can create a background level of tension that becomes normal but drains energy day after day. By slowing down and acknowledging how stress shows up, perhaps as tight shoulders, irritability, difficulty sleeping, or constant worrying, a man can begin to take small steps to lower it. The body is remarkably responsive to even minor stress-reducing practices, and with consistency, these practices can have as much impact as diet and exercise on overall vitality. One of the simplest and most effective tools is deep breathing. When the breath is shallow and fast, the nervous system remains in a state of alert, pumping out stress hormones. By practicing slow, deep breaths that expand the belly, the nervous system shifts into a calmer mode, lowering cortisol and supporting testosterone. This can be done anywhere and anytime, sitting in a chair, lying in bed, or even standing in line. Just 5 minutes of slow breathing can leave the mind clearer and the body more relaxed. Over time, this habit retrains the body to respond more calmly to daily challenges. Another powerful practice is gratitude. Life after 60 often brings both blessings and challenges, and it can be easy to focus only on the difficulties. However, deliberately noticing small positive things each day, such as the warmth of the sun, a kind word from a loved one, or the simple joy of a good meal, can shift the mind toward optimism. Keeping a small notebook to jot down 3 things to be grateful for each evening before bed is a simple yet profound way to train the brain to see life through a more positive lens. Gratitude lowers stress, improves mood, and indirectly supports hormone balance by reducing the dominance of cortisol. Relationships also play a crucial role in mindset and stress control. Men who maintain strong social connections tend to live longer, healthier lives and report greater happiness. Isolation, on the other hand, is linked to higher stress levels, poorer sleep, and reduced vitality. Spending time with friends, joining a community group, or simply talking regularly with family members keeps the mind engaged and the heart supported. Laughter with others in particular is a natural stress reliever and boosts the immune system while lifting mood. For men who may feel hesitant about reaching out, even small steps like calling an old friend or attending a local event can reignite the joy of connection. Hobbies and creative outlets also provide a buffer against stress. Whether it is gardening, woodworking, painting, or playing a musical instrument, engaging in activities that bring joy helps the mind shift away from worry and into a state of flow. This relaxed focus lowers stress hormones and provides a sense of accomplishment and purpose. Purpose itself is deeply tied to healthy aging, as men who continue to feel that they contribute and create often experience more vitality and motivation in their daily lives. Spiritual or reflective practices, whatever form they take, can also offer peace and resilience. For some, this may be prayer or meditation. For others, it may be time in nature or quiet contemplation. These practices create moments of stillness that calm the mind and provide perspective, reminding men that challenges are part of life but do not have to define their entire experience. Even 10 minutes of quiet reflection each day can act as an anchor, keeping stress at manageable levels and allowing hormones like testosterone to function more freely. Managing stress also involves practical lifestyle adjustments. For example, reducing unnecessary commitments, learning to say no, and pacing daily activities can prevent the kind of overwhelm that depletes energy. Creating routines that include breaks for rest, hydration, and short walks can keep the mind and body balanced. Many men also benefit from setting aside specific times for worry, perhaps 15 minutes in the evening to think through concerns and write them down. This practice can prevent worries from spilling into the entire day and night, keeping them contained and manageable. Nutrition has its place in stress management as well. Certain foods and drinks can increase stress in the body, while others calm it. Excess caffeine, alcohol, and processed sugar can spike cortisol and disrupt sleep, making stress harder to control. On the other hand, foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids, magnesium, and antioxidants help regulate stress responses and improve mood. A balanced diet that emphasizes vegetables, fruits, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats supports both the mind and body and staying resilient under pressure. Sleep, which has already been mentioned as vital for testosterone, is also one of the best natural stress relievers. When sleep improves, the mind is better equipped to handle challenges without becoming overwhelmed. In the same way, stress management makes sleep deeper and more restorative. These two work hand in hand, and caring for one supports the other. For men who struggle with stress-related insomnia, combining relaxation techniques with a consistent sleep routine can make a major difference. Beyond these practices, it is important to cultivate a mindset that embraces aging with positivity rather than fear. Society often emphasizes youth, but there is great strength and wisdom in age. By focusing on what can be controlled, daily habits, mindset, relationships, and health choices, men can shift from a mindset of decline to one of growth. Each day becomes an opportunity to nurture health, strengthen connections, and enjoy life more fully. This perspective not only lowers stress, but also inspires continued effort toward vitality and well-being. In the end, the connection between mindset, stress, and testosterone is clear. A man who manages stress effectively and cultivates a positive outlook creates a fertile ground for his body to maintain hormone balance, energy, and strength. Every deep breath, every laugh with a friend, every moment of gratitude, and every step toward calm living strengthens the foundation for healthy aging.